Alright, so if you guys didn't know this, I'm a huge Halo fan. I've been playing them ever since I was little, and I thought I should make a video about me yapping about it, like listing my favorite campaigns. This video is going to be about the campaigns only because if you ask me how I rank Halo 2 based on the full game, it's going to be way different based on how I rank it based just on the campaign. So, again, this is my opinion. So, don't be salty if I like offend you. I think I do have some pretty hot takes here and there. I think I have the general consensus, but I think I should make this video because there's some people there that don't share the same opinions as me that, post videos, and I think I should just share my opinions. Anyways, so starting out, I think I should tell you that I'm not doing the Halo Wars or anything like that, just the main shooters. This includes Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODST, by the way, so it will include those. So number eight, I'm sure you guys saw this coming. It's Halo 5. It literally can't be any other game. See, with the other games, no matter how low they rank on the list, I like those games. Those games are still peak, right? This game, I cannot say the same, right? This is a game that I don't like. Take this from someone who played this game so much, like especially the multiplayer. I would play so much Infected. It was just not as good as any of the other Halos. I just played it because the servers were full. And at the time, Master Chief Collection really wasn't really an option because it was, we know how it was what was it, like 2019 that they fixed it? Anyways, so in terms of campaign, this game is just awful. We only get three Master Chief missions. The face of Halo isn't even present for half of the game. And they try to shove these new characters, Osiris, down your throat and it's really just not that good. I did enjoy that you got to go to San Helios for the first time. That was a cool little bit of the universe that we haven't really seen. And this Guardian plotline and the whole plotline with Cortana going rampant that really just eliminates the stakes of what happened in Halo 4 in Cortana's death scene. Of course, there's going to be spoilers if you didn't already know. I'm talking about the campaigns. Um, I didn't really enjoy the fact that there was no split screen. Like no split screen co-op, especially in campaign, that's preposterous. That's like part of the Halo formula, you know? I remember when we first got it, me and my dad wanted to play a couch co-op, and then we found out you need another Xbox to play co-op. That is so dumb. And this whole squad system, it makes the game so easy because you just get revived whenever you die. Honestly, number eight is what this game deserves, and I didn't even really bother to install it. That's why you're getting footage of cutscenes I just scraped off of YouTube because I will not bother to install this piece of trash onto my Xbox, because it's just a waste of space. Anyways, moving on to number seven, Halo 4. I don't like the art style changes, I get that it's a new studio and they did try. They really did want this to work out, and 343 wanted to, bring the franchise to where it, went and where it has been for a while. But I don't enjoy this campaign. Like there's only a couple missions that I actually really like. By the way, all this gameplay you're seeing is like some of my favorite missions or some of the missions that I felt like playing at the time, when I, was filming footage for this video. So this is the mission you're getting. I do like the what's this mission? Composer. Fun gameplay and the way you get to see the mammoth and really looking at the forerunners. It's cool that we got to see like those in game because usually they're just like kind of like sentinels or just kind of background pieces or whatever, just kind of part of the lore that you never really see in the games. You have to read the books to really know what they are, right? Um. But yeah, the gameplay I did not like, and it's just the art style changes, how it's so unfaithful to, what Bungie created, and really I think this was the start of the decline in Halo content. Um, yeah, there's not really much more that can be said. Um, moving on, number six, it's like Halo Infinite is so good. I'm gonna be honest, it sucked when it first released, especially multiplayer, but we're not getting into that. But um, you know, now that they've, fixed all that stuff, I really do enjoy Halo Infinite. The campaign is fun. I did like the, open world formula, and I think Halo did kind of work out. And I think, honestly, I think Halo's rising. I really think it will. And as long as if they do make Halo 7 or release DLC for Halo Infinite, whatever they're planning, whatever 343 is, really intending on doing, um, I really do think Halo will succeed. But Halo Infinite, it's just, it's not Bungie. I think all the Bungie games will always rank over the 343 games no matter what. Halo Infinite has an exciting gameplay loop. It's probably one of my favorite combat systems in the franchise. But and I do enjoy that they went back to the old Bungie art style while blending the good parts of 343 style. It really does feel natural. And I think, well, it does create some lore issues, and I'm a big lore guy. Like, how come there's some Halo like 343 grunts, and sometimes there's Bungie grunts? I think that can really just be chalked up to subspecies and all that. But besides that, the gameplay's fun and the game looks good and the story's pretty okay. And they introduced like the Endless, which is a new species, which we haven't really gotten a new species in a while. The Skimmers they kind of feel like dollar store drones, but it's nice to have some sort of enemy type like that back. Um, the guns feel good. I do not enjoy the sidekick. I think the sidekick should have been the Magnum. Um, it feels like a pea shooter. Like in Halo 1, the Magnum felt like a super soldier's pistol, and the Sidekick feels like a regular person's pistol, which, it still feels good, I guess, but it's no Halo 1 Magnum. I think we will never have the Halo 1 Magnum back because, let's be honest, it's weird to see people using pistols over rifles in a multiplayer match, but, you know. Anyways, moving on. Where are we at now? Where are we at? Number six? No, no, number five. Number five. Hey, you guys are really gonna hate me for this. Like, really bad. Halo 2. Yeah. And I know some of you are like rushing to like your keyboards, trying to crucify me in the comments. Like, how could he put Halo 2 next to Halo Infinite? I get it. I get it. You know, I personally, in terms of campaign, it might just be because I'm a wuss baby. As you can see in the gameplay, I suck. I died so many times because I was trying to do BXR or something. I don't really know what I was trying to do, but I died so much. So you can call me a crybaby, and I just suck at the game, which is probably true for the most part. But I don't like how the game looks. The game is hard to look at. It's so dark. With Halo 1 style, it was bright at times when it needed to be, and dark at times when it needed to be. Halo 2 always feels like it feels mucky. It feels like there's just a layer of dirt over everything, which I mean can work for an art style, but for the vast majority of things, it just looks gross. I do think the remaster, if we are including the remasters, I think the remaster really succeeded and on, include or improving that style. But, you know, it's still just not what I like to look at, right? In terms of gameplay, it sometimes feels really weird, especially not having an assault rifle. And I mean, the SMG does fill that role, and I think the BR really was aimed to fill the role that the Halo 1 pistol did, right? While the pistol actually takes a pistol role. But it's the same problem with the sidekick. The pistol feels like a normal pistol, which, it isn't true to the original Halo pistol, but I get why they did that. It makes more sense. But yeah, the story is great though. I will have to say to see, be able to peer into the Covenant's lifestyle, be able to play as the Arbiter, introducing a new character, which, you know, I imagine that's a risky thing to do, taking the Master Chief, the staple of the series, and just introducing this new guy who we know is last millions of people and is, obviously the bad guy, and then making us love him, right? And I'm so sad to see what they did to the Arbiter in Halo 5, you know, and he's just kind of a shell of his former self. I guess he's cool in the books, but we're not talking about the books. We're talking about the games, Games always come first in terms of lore because the books should just be to fill in the gaps in between the games, you know? But yeah, Halo 2, it's a great game. Okay, I think the reason why it ranks so high in my list, or I guess low, whatever you want to call it, is because I played it later. Because I would always play Halo 1, Halo Reach, and Halo 3. Those are my favorite Halos. I would always play those, especially when I was little, right? I never really got to Halo 2 until like later. I never really had the desire to play it, you know. I think that was because of the art style. I like the bright colors of like Halo 3 and Halo 1. Um, but yeah, I played it later in life, so that's probably why it ranks so low. And I'm terrible at Halo, so it's hard, so I don't I don't like it because I can't win. I'm a big crybaby, whatever. Anyways, number four. Yeah, we're at four. Um, Halo 3 ODST. Now, this game is goated. It is peak in all terms, right? I think I'm gonna start with the negatives just so I can praise this game in a sec here. I do think that this game is amazing, although it's supposed to be kind of stealthy, make you feel weaker. But I feel like I go into every engagement unless I'm like on legendary, and I don't think twice about engaging like a group of brutes. Like I just go for it. Which I mean, it just feels like a reskin of the Master Chief. You just feel like Master Chief, but he doesn't regenerate his health. Or his shields, or whatever you want to call it, right? I think they have this like stamina system that works like shields, whatever, right? Um, but other than that, this game is amazing. I like being put in the boots of someone who is weaker. Someone who like has more at stake, someone who like really is the underdog. And I think it's so powerful to have a story, especially when it revolves around brotherhood, finding your teammates to succeed in the end. The part when Romeo gets hurt and everyone's helping him, that's just a great moment. And I think that the game benefits from that so much. The missions are fun. I played through this. I think this is the first game I ever showed to my friends. I've like never played a Halo game before, right? And when we got to Kikowani Station, it's just a blast. Just blowing up scarabs and stuff and whatever, right? And the missions in Mombasa streets, it's cool. I think this is one of the most fun Halo games to play in co-op, other than Halo Reach. That's amazing, especially when you get to make your own Spartan. Um, the rookie is a cool character. You don't get to see much. He doesn't even talk really. Um, and but he's cool. I like the silent, you know, character. I like the silent and strong character. That is something that really carried. And Buck as a leader is just great. Um, Romeo, he's one of my favorite characters in Halo. Dutch, the big strong man with the Spartan laser, Mickey. Um, it sucks how they killed off the rookie in the books though, but we're not talking about the books, but that sucks. Moving on. Number three, it's got to be Halo 3, honestly. I love this game. It's peak. I think that sometimes the gameplay can be a little bit boring, especially in the campaign. The multiplayer is always fun, but the campaign can sometimes be a little easy. Unless you're on legendary or even sometimes heroic, it's a nightmare. The level Cortana is just awful, but other than that, the game is amazing. The Flood, I think the Flood is the most fun to fight in this game. It's kind of tied with Halo 1. I didn't like the Flood in Halo 2. That's another thing about Halo 2. I do not like the Flood. They feel like bullet sponges, and there's no like visual feedback for when you're shooting them and you're actually doing damage as much as like Halo 1 or Halo 3. Um, Halo 3 has a great, there's so much stakes to the story. You're literally saving the universe, which Halo 1, you're doing the same. Also, although Halo 2 and Halo 3 ODST, you're kind of saving Earth too for some of Halo 2 too, which I like that, but saving the universe is such a grander thing. And um the Ark is just an amazing level. Same with the Covenant. The ending of the Covenant, like the last cutscene, or like when you team up with the Flood, when Arbiter gets his revenge. Miranda Keyes dying is such a sad moment, and killing off Sergeant Johnson. He is just Sergeant Johnson is at his peak in you know Halo 3. Because in Halo 1, he was just like a slightly stronger Marine, you know? Halo 2, they just introduced him as a, as a character, and he was pretty good, right? Halo 3, he was like he was him, you know? I think he sometimes was cooler than the Master Chief. And I love his character, but he had to die because, that's what creates stakes. And yeah, great ending. Sucks to see what Halo 4 did to that, but I think that's just art style though. But yeah, it makes no sense how Halo, Master Chief went to into cryo sleep with his Halo 3 armor on and woke up with Halo 4 armor. Oh, nanobots. Oh, nanobots. Okay, whatever, right? Um yeah, great game. Great campaign. Oh, this is my little brother's favorite campaign too, so I find myself playing this a lot with him. It's really fun in co-op, especially since you get to be elites, and that's a cool like little piece of the story. It's almost just makes it feel more lore friendly, I guess. Right. Anyways, moving on to number 2, Halo 1. Now, you may be a little bit mad at me for putting this other game over Halo 1, especially when it's Halo Reach is kind of polarizing. I don't know why I'm saying the other game. You guys know what it is. But Halo 1, it's still number 2 was the first Halo I ever played, and it holds a special place in my heart. The art style is so good. We're not even talking about the anniversary edition. The remaster sucks. You can watch I'll put Noodle's video in the description. He talks about it, so good. It's just an amazing video, and it displays exactly why Halo 1's anniversary just sucks in terms of graphics. Um, Other than that, every weapon feels so hyper lethal, and the Covenant is so fun to fight because they outsmart you. Um, Watch Noodle's videos. I'm repeating most of the stuff he said, but when you die in Halo 1, it's because they outsmart you. You know, it's because you got dumb and you didn't play good, and it leaves room for you to improve. But it's not so hard like Halo 2, where like you're just banging your head against the wall every time you die, right? Halo 1 is so engaging and the story is great, and for the first game in the series, it does a great way of paving the way for, all the games to come through and expand this series into what has become, right? And, you know, it's a great place to start. The Flood is so fun to fight. The unveiling of the Flood had me shaking. It is such a crazy, reveal, especially when you find like Jenkins' helmet and you're like discovering what happened to Keys with the Flood was terrifying, especially when you read the books. If you haven't read The Flood, read it. It's such a good book. Um, uh, yeah, the the Master Chief is obviously established as a silent, well, not entirely silent, but he's just cool, right? He's awesome, and you know, you really are put into his shoes. In Cortana, she's fun, she's charismatic. Johnson is still like the opening cutscene where Sergeant Johnson is like ordering the troops and giving his speech. That's amazing. I've always loved that cutscene. That's one cutscene I will never skip. Um, yeah, the game was my first Halo, and I'm glad that it's my first Halo because it was a great game, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Anyways, moving on to number 1. Now, I could yap for hours about this game, but I'm trying to keep this video under 20 minutes, right? Um, Halo Reach is possibly one of my favorite war stories of all time. Um, the way it makes you feel, you really feel like you've lost reach, in my opinion, right? And the fact that it makes you use your Spartan, you are Noble Six, you are losing this fight, you're losing your friends, right? And it is just such a powerful game. The gameplay's fun. I don't care what anyone says about the multiplayer. The multiplayer is amazing, but we're not talking about the multiplayer. But it's hard to be not to be biased when this game has made such an impact on me and so many other people. I think this game is the most fun to play on co-op because you get to laugh at each other's Spartans. Um, the characters are amazing. I don't think there's a single character in Noble Team that's unlikable or it has a bad character. Carter's a great leader. Kat's, the smart hacker. You know, June's the eyes in the sky. He's like the sniper. Emil, he's, He's cocky, he's good at fighting, whatever, right? He's scary and he's funny. George is the big, the big friendly giant. He's always there for the team, and they just did a great job at establishing the cast. I like seeing the army troopers like instead of Marines because I don't know if any of you guys knew this. You probably did because you're not idiots, but like um Reach, right? Opposed to the other games, you aren't seeing Marines, you're seeing army troopers that are stationed there. This is their home. They stay there. It's not like they're stationed on a ship and they're just coming in to defend, right? I mean, you do see some Marines like on the last mission. I'm pretty sure you see Marines in Long Night Solace in the space sections. Um, but the army troopers are great. I think they have some of the best models, other than like Halo Infinite. I think the Halo Reach Marines. No, Halo Reach beat Halo Infinite, but the Halo Reach has the best Marines because there's so much variation. They look so tactical. It's sick. At least it leaves a more realistic impression on the player. The ending is insane. Like objectives survive. That's just and the ending cutscene and how it like references the start. You know from the start that you're gonna die. You're gonna end up once you realize that that's your helmet. You know it, and everyone's gonna die, and you're gonna die defending Reach. But the fact is that you died so Master Chief could discover the rings and save the universe. You really are, you know, the savior of the universe to a point. And I think it still has the same stakes as the original trilogy, just died down. And Reach is like, you know, Reach is like the last line of defense. You really do want to defend this. And seeing all the characters die, and I like how you get like 5 missions before characters actually start dying. So it really gets you attached. It's not just like, oh, here's Noble too. Oh, now she's dead. Oh, yeah, 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 buddy. Yeah, you're done. You're cooked, buddy. All right. So, it really lets you attach to those characters. And this game has changed me so much. It's a war story through and through, and it really can't be called anything else because it's just great. And the gameplay is fun. Some people hate it. It's a very polarizing game. I get it, but it's my favorite personally. You can get mad at me all you want. Cancel me all you want. I don't care. I don't care. But yeah. Uh, that's my list. Sorry this video is long. I stutter a lot, so, thanks for sticking through. If you did make it to the end, thanks for listening to my opinions. Hope the editing's good. I'm gonna try my best, but I love you.